Hello, what's up guys? How you doing? It is Lasty here. Welcome to a new episode of The Road to Glory. This is going to be episode number 67, and it's going to be probably the biggest change we've made so far to the series. So, if you haven't already seen the last episode, I ended up getting all the way to the final of the daily knockout, came up against a crazy super team. I just couldn't cut it, and I decided, you know what, I'm a bit bored of the squad that I've got, so it's time to sell up. And I sold everything, I've still got 1,000 players in the club. They're mainly bronze and silver and not worth anything, and it would just take too long to get rid. And they'll be useful for marquee matchups and stuff down the line. But what you're seeing here is a massive spring cleaning, right? So at the end of the last episode, you saw that I had sold my main guys, Pogba, third in form Son, Lozano. We've got all the big guys went, and then also I went and cleared out any of the silvers that were worth stuff. You know, a couple of them were like 10k, which is amazing. And then all of the golds, all of the non-rare golds, I sold everything. And so I've got like 6 gold players left in the club that are ones that I either want on my bench or could feature in my new squad. And it was down to you guys as to who I was gonna buy. There was between 3 players: Cristiano Ronaldo, Team of the Year Harry Kane, and Icon Ronaldinho. And by a very small margin, this guy right here is who you voted for to bring in as a new marquee player for our Road to Glory, and that is Team of the Year Harry Kane, 96 rated. So you went with the guy with the best stats, the highest rated player. But I actually thought Ronaldinho was going to be the one to win it. I'm not going to lie. I thought that you guys would go for Ronaldinho because of the fun factor and stuff, and the fact that he'll link to anyone. But yeah, I'm not going to lie. I'm pretty happy that we've got Team of the Year Kane right now. I have just chosen him as my fatal player just before I even made this last episode. So I didn't realize I'm going to have this series with featuring a lot of Kane and that series featuring a lot of Kane. If it so happens that in the next couple of weeks you think, Christ, my content is full of Team of the Year Kane, maybe we can even sell this one on this account and move on to a different player, but I couldn't not buy him. You know, he won the vote. Very close. It was like 20% for Ronaldo, 39% for Ronaldinho, and then like 41% for Harry Kane. So we've brought him in. I managed to win him on bid. I stuck a cheeky bid on one night, went to bed, didn't think about it anymore, woke up and had this surprise when I went onto the account the next day. So, the first player I buy to stick in a team around him is this second informed Leon Bailey. I want to make a team that I really want to use with some fun players, or some players that I have caught my eye over the last few weeks that I really wanted to just stick into a squad. And third informed Ginter was one of those players as well. Looks amazing at centre-back. I needed Sissoko for chemistry reasons, but it's because I wanted to bring Mbappe into the squad as well. Now, you will have seen that I've got my FUTWIZ Munier and my Ultimate Scream Untradeable Bender in the team. They're going to be in the squad as well. You know, this is not going to be the craziest meta squad out there. It's not going to be the one that just works the best. It's going to be something fun that I'm hoping to really enjoy FIFA with. So that's what we're going to go for today. Mbappe comes down to a centre mid. Obviously, it will change in game, and I'll show you what the squad looks like right here. So I've got Leno in goal. I'm trying a different German goalie with Munier. Thiago Silva, I've got him on loan, but I've got enough coins to buy him once I'm done with the 12 matches here. Was lucky enough to buy back Alaba, Bender, Mbappe, and Goretzka. Goretzka was one that I definitely wanted in my squad. Love him on this game. Bailey, not Bailly, and then Sissoko with Kane up front. Look at the in-game stats of Leon Bailey right there. He looks crazy good, and from what I've used of him, unreal. Really, really like him. And for some reason, his hand actually sticks off the card. That's crazy on the dynamic image. I don't know if I've seen that before. That it actually is off the card, which is mental. And then taking a look at Kane's in-game stats, I mean, yeah, they're just nuts. Like the 99 strength, basically perfect shooting. He doesn't have the skill moves, but hopefully with the players that I've got around him, Bailey and Mbappe, this could be a cool and fun squad that hopefully we can also do quite well with. Now, it probably wasn't the smartest move for me to make in order to actually change to a team that isn't fitting the meta, because I'm probably playing some of the worst FIFA, and I'm the least confident at this game right now than I've ever been. So I don't know why I did that, but it was time for some change, right? This is how the squad's going to play in game. Left striker for Kane, or I could swap between Mbappe and Kane, like left and right striker, and sometimes Leon Bailey will go up front as well. But yeah, Sissoko in the midfield, with Bender as the holding midfielder, and then Goretzka playing in that right centre mid spot, which sometimes swaps with the cam, so he'll be getting involved in the action as well. I like it. I like the thought of it, and I was really excited to actually use this squad in today's video. But, I mean, unfortunately for me, I went and had a look at the old daily knockout tournament requirements, and it didn't quite match what we could do today. As you can see, players from the same nation, minimum 8 in your starting 11. So I was like, oh, crap. That's not going to work. So I had 71,000 coins left, and it enabled me to pick up a few players in order to sort of craft a team with using some of the players that I've got. And even FUTWIZ Andy Carroll's going to get a game today. I went out and bought the cheapest version of that Wilson up front. He was like 30k or just under. And so we got like a mainly English with a bit of German in the squad team for the Daily Knockout Tournament. And I go into my game, and surprise, surprise, I come up against France, because I would say France is the easiest team to build a squad around, because there's so many overpowered players all over the place. And thinking about it, I actually have a fair few French players in the squad, and I like French players. I kept some as well. I kept like Bakayoko and Martial because I didn't want to sell them. I can't sell that Martial with the goal to game record and stuff that he's got for the club. I'm way too attached to him at this point. So I probably should have made a French team. But it didn't really matter, because I went 1-0 up, 3-1 up, sorry, in this game, and got myself a quick rage quit. So we can just fire on through and going on to the second round. And this is where we get a little bit stuck. That's a nice team, you know, it's a very good squad. And it just so happens that this guy was totally not what I wanted to play against. Like, I could not play my game. For some reason, I couldn't get near him. Like, I couldn't pressure him. So this guy had huge amounts of possession against me. And you'll see towards the end, he decides that the best idea is to just pass it around the back and just, I don't know, be a complete and utter. But we'll move on. I'm 3-1 down, like legitimately 3-1 down. I don't know how I would have stopped the shots. The defending looks awful. It is awful. But I get a goal back, so I bring on Leon Bailey. But for some reason, I couldn't get my defenders to man mark Willian. He had so much space. And then obviously this is towards the end of the game. It's 4-2, and he just completely continues to waste time, get that pass accuracy and possession stat up to make it look like he deserved to win. And I guess towards the end he did, but it wasn't a very nice experience, I'm not going to lie. So at that point I decided, yeah, good idea would be to switch to like a French squad. So I went out and bought some players. I had some already in the team, and I was like completely broke at this point, like a couple of thousand coins in the account, and I sold that Wilson on, so I will have some coins after this game. But we get matched up against an Italian team, someone with Giovinco SBC and also the prime icon Hernandez. But the thing about this tournament was that it only had requirements for the starting 11. You could have whatever you want on the bench. So everyone straight away just brought on some of their main players, you know. You had this guy brought on Overmars and others. I don't know. I can't remember who else he brought on. And then at my disposal, I had the likes of Leon Bailey and stuff like that. So I would typically bring them on. I'd bring Munier on. I'd bring Goretzka on. Those are the sorts of players, just so I could get some of my new main squad in the team. I go 1-0 up with Kane here, and it was a weird one at half-time. Like, you could sort of see that I had more possession, but the overall shots was to my opponent. So it was very end-to-end, and it took me to the 79th minute to actually go 2-0 up in this game. So that's how long that one took, and I still didn't feel confident. I felt like, although we seemed to be doing all right on possession, and like I should be able to see the game out, it just didn't feel confident when he had these icons up front. And Giovinco plays it through to Overmars, and he ends up getting a goal. Think of the pace that he's got there with Giovinco, Hernandez and Overmars. It was so difficult for me to do anything about, but it was that pass there that Cyprian, my substitute, played out, is the mistake that I make so often, and I can see it. I know I'm doing it at the time as well. I'm like, no, I should have booted it. But I pass it out, and in the last few minutes again, I give away a 2-0 lead to force myself into extra time here. And then that I had nothing to do with that. I took the shot with whoever it was on the penalty spot, and I did not know that the game was just going to, like, make Kane knock it into the back of the net. I'm surprised it wasn't offside. But we score the goal, and we do go into the lead here. All until the 119th minute, of course, when Overmars sticks it into the back of the net. Again, dodgy defending, but it was just going to be one of them. If we're going to win this daily knockout tournament, it is going to be the toughest challenge I've had yet, I think. And I save his first pen, and I score my first pen with Pirlo. Like every different game, I'm bringing on different people, and again, that's probably not helping, but it gives me a chance to try and have a little bit more fun and stuff. And we're, you know, Pirlo's fun to bring on with his crazy passing and stuff. But I saved his first 2 pens and then he scored one. I then score one which should have been saved. I'm not going to lie, it almost feels like it went through his hands. But I saved the final one there against Luis Hernandez, and we do win that game in the first round. We go all the way to penalties in the first round after I've already had 2 attempts at this tournament today where I've played 2 rounds of each. So that was game 5. This is now game 6. It was something like that. Anyway, it might have been even more. I think I got to the semi or the final in one of them. I don't know. But yeah, we get matched up against another French team. I was expecting that front 3 like every single game, but I didn't quite get it. And I actually go 1-0 up after 12 minutes in this one. It would appear that even though this guy has got what I would consider one of the more meta teams for this tournament, using that French 4-3-2-1, getting Martial, getting Mbappe, getting Alessandrini into the team. For some reason, I was just better than him, which is good. You know, it's nice to know that I'm better than at least one player out there. And Harry Kane scores a lovely goal there. That's exactly what he can do, is just like force the defender into try and making a challenge, turn quickly, and then unleash some sort of shot, whether it's powerful or whether it's a finesse or something. He's got that in his locker, and then I do the unselfish, play it across to Mbappe to tap in the back of the net. One thing I desperately want to do, which is going to be opposite to fatal, is that I don't care if Kane scores the goals. You know, that's a lovely goal right there. I don't care if it's Kane that scores on this account. I just want the team to score and the team to do well. Whereas obviously on fatal, I need my main player to score goals in order to earn more coins and stuff. So that will be the difference in my gameplay across those 2 accounts, and obviously the teams are majorly different and stuff. So moving on into the semi-final, we get matched up against this guy who was obviously a massive Sunderland fan, I guess, with the badge, the stadium, and the kit and all of that. It was a tough one. This game was really, really difficult. He seemed to block everything. It took me half an hour to finally break the deadlock, and it was Tolisso of all people. Like I said, I don't care who scores. I'm going to score whoever's in the best spot, in the right, you know, angles and stuff to take the shot and score the goal. And that time it just so happened to be Tolisso, who I decided to keep. He was one that I didn't sell because he's always a decent substitute and stuff, like pretty good stats across the board on the game. But my opponent literally runs down the other end and scored straight away, because that's still what happens on the game. But at halftime, you can see a very even one. You know, I've nearly had all my shots on target, and it took all the way to the 90th minute. It was still 1-1. Really, really tough game, but loads of chances for each opponent. Now, I nearly score with Bailey there, and then Bakayoko, of all people, taking a shot, forcing a great save from Lloris. And then I manually run my Kane to the front post, and managed to somehow just get in there and nick that header away in order to score the goal to go 1. Numbers are fun. 2-1 up in this game. For some reason, I thought it was 2-2. But yeah, we go 2-1 up in this game. And then actually, that's a sublime goal. That's some really nice passing and stuff. But and that was straight from kickoff, actually, in the second half. Kickoff goals still there, but Leon Bailey managing to score that one on the first time. Like, that's exactly why I've brought him in. The pace and that cannon of a left foot. To know that I'm going to have Kane on the right striker, to have Bailey at cam or on the left striker, it's just going to work so well, I hope, anyway. But there was still time for my opponent to get a goal back in this one, and then it was just a case of trying to be smart. Do I try and get another goal? Do I see this one out? And eventually, just amongst the play, we end up winning the game and making our way to the final. and this is what we're up against. So a strong looking team. He's got Suarez, he's got Pogba, he's got Kante, he's got Roberto Carlos. Like, there's some really good players in there. It's definitely a better team than mine, but never forget that I have got 96 Kane at my disposal, who can always be a difference maker. But Martial is the first to do something in this game. In 11 minutes in, he smacks the post, and I was feeling a little bit unlucky after that because I'd been really dominating the first few minutes of this one, and I felt especially annoyed when I go and then concede after 22 minutes. Oh, no, actually, it wasn't fair that I conceded there, but I remember very, very well that I kept my head. I didn't rage, I didn't shout or anything. I just kept my head, and that helped because 2 minutes later I'm down the other end and I've actually equalised. So yeah, that was one of the few times where I actually did keep my cool and think, you know what, I'm actually better than this guy. I can do this, because this is the first final that has been in contention for me for a very long time. It's been like 2 or 3 or even 4 weeks since I've actually had the proper chance to win the daily knockout tournament, and that's wrong. That's just wrong. Something's changed, because I can breeze through this tournament sometimes, and then other times I don't. I don't know, but I am 2-1 up, and it didn't last into the second half very long, 15 or so minutes, and we had gone ahead and conceded. But Martial, a few moments later, this guy couldn't defend from kickoff. Now it looks like there's lots of kickoff goals here, but to be fair to me, like, he was just defending poorly from those situations. Like, the game doesn't have as many kickoff goals as it used to do. Like, that's for damn sure. And then what a tackle there from Koscielny. A lovely slide tackle, and then Varane clears it finally in order to keep me in this one. And then some lovely play from Bailey to knock it to Kane. And in the 88th or 89th minute, I'm able to score the goal to win the daily knockout tournament. What a story. It's taken us a while, and it's taken us to sell everything and buy something new, and would you believe it, our new main marquee player is the one to put the nail in the coffin on this game, and for us to win the daily knockout tournament and get access to the weekend league. So as I said in the last episode, guys, I am headed to the FUTWIZ HQ this weekend. There'll be pro players playing their weekend league games. As long as I can get my videos done and don't have to be recording that stuff while I'm there, I am aiming to play the weekend league. If I lose my first 6 or 7 games because I'm terrible at this game now, I may quit and I may stop, but I will do my best to get up to, you know, that 11 wins or whatever, so that we can be auto qualified. And maybe it's time where I can, if I actually get time at the weekends, to try and do that. Try and at least get to 11 wins every week, so that we can get the rewards and stuff and start building this club up again, because we've got one major main player, but maybe we can start bringing in some more core talent into the squad as well. That would be quite fun. So I'll do my best. That's one thing I'll tell you. If I am like 0-6 or 0-10, then I'm sure you guys would quit as well. We'll see what happens. I don't know. I am the worst at defending on this game that I have ever been, but I will certainly give it a good old lasty try. But anyway, guys, that has been the episode for today. I do hope you've enjoyed, and I hope you're happy with our new marquee player. Leave your thoughts and comments down below. Hit a thumbs up on the video. I'd really appreciate that. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.